Planks. What a wonderful core exercise, a very common one. Let's check out the details of what we're doing here. So you can do this on your toes or you can do it on your knees. Knees are going to be a little bit easier, toes will be more challenging. Whichever one you're doing, just make sure you still got that neutral spine through the back of your head and your tailbone there. So whichever position, we're going to have that straight plank through our torso. But let's check out how we got into the position. So we're going to start off laying on our stomachs. You're going to place your elbows directly underneath your shoulders with your forearms parallel. So notice, I'm talking about my forearms being parallel like this. With this, we're not going to try to grab our hands together and make the V shape with our forearms. We want their forearms parallel. And you can have the sort of ridge of your hands on the ground or your palms on the ground, whichever that is. Just trying to clasp your hands together to make that V shape. We want the parallel forearms here. So with parallel forearms and elbows right underneath the shoulders there, if you're keeping your knees down, keep your knees down. If you're going to keep your toes and you're going to lift your knees up with this next move here, you're going to draw your abdominal muscles in towards your spine here, tightening that torso in as you lift your hips up into the air and keep your glutes squeezed. Now up here, we also want to check in with our shoulders. You want to really be kind of pressing through your shoulders toward the floor, through your elbows there, but you want to make sure that you're not doing it in a way that's causing your shoulders to hunch up. You still want to keep that space between your shoulders and your ears, so you want to kind of keep them depressed sort of towards your hips, but you can, in this scenario, kind of protract those shoulder blades forward toward the ground. You also want to keep your head retracted back into what we call a chin tuck. So it doesn't mean that you're picking your eyes up and looking up the wall ahead of you. Your eyes are actually still down toward the ground, just below you, but you're keeping your head back. And what we do is we call it a chin tuck. It's almost like you're trying to make a double chin, trying to retract your head straight back to get the neck in line with the rest of the spine there. Otherwise, you're going to have that protruded head forward and your neck is misaligned with the rest of the spine. So we want that head back in line with the rest of the spine with that chin tuck to keep the head back. So again, the shoulder blades are protracted toward the ground. We've got the space between the shoulders and the ears. As we lift the hips up into the air, abs are drawn in tight, glutes are holding in tight, quads are even engaged here. And you're going to hold this steady for as long as you've been instructed for, either on your toes or your knees, but making sure you keep that straight line from the back of your head through your tailbone to whatever point is on the ground, if it's your knees, it's going to be straight to your knees. If you're on your toes, that straight line goes straight through your heels, straight back there. So someone should be able to put a broomstick from the back of your head off your tailbone there and get that nice straight line, and you'll be able to hold it nice and steady. So check in really quick. Forearms parallel, elbows underneath the shoulders, knees or toes on the ground. Press through your shoulders with your keeping the space between your shoulders and your ears still. As you lift your hips up into the air, abs tight, glutes tight, quad tight, holding steady with that neutral spine for a solid plank.